Hi guys and gals, before I get started, for those of you watching my video, subscribe below and click the bell button for updates. Okay, I'm first off, I'm apologizing for all my viewers, or to all my viewers, about not updating sooner. I've had a lot going on. I just recently got a new job. I'm Last week I had so much going on. I had to do background check and drug tests and all that start. So it's been a bit of a back and forth at the moment, and I really apologize to my viewers for not updating sooner. I will let you know that Friday, hopefully, I will have an update for you. It will be a review. And for those of you who are Lorelai fans, be prepared. I am going to be reviewing her new book to the Breed series, Crossbreed. Everybody's been waiting for it. Everybody's excited for it. I already had it on pre-order, so I'll be getting it first thing on the 25th. I'm hoping to have it read by Friday, though that's a little if I have the time. I'm going to be working odd shifts for right now until I'm done with my training, and when I'm done with my training for my new job, I'll only be working 3 days a week as a part-time employee. And I'm hoping, seriously hoping that I can get everything kicked off a little better once I'm stable enough. I'm hoping to do a whole bunch with my channel once I'm stable and on my feet enough. Um, I know I updated, I think like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm sorry to those of you who have viewed my videos before. I really have not meant to wait so long. I've been crazy busy, job interviews and things like that. So, especially with babysitting two crazy kids, I have no time. I've had no time to update, and I apologize to my viewers. But I will be having a bunch of stuff coming up soon. I'm hoping to do a couple of abandoned places soon. I am hoping to review the movie that comes out or came out Friday or comes out this Friday, whenever it is. The House with a Clock in Its Walls. I'm hoping to review it soon. It'll be within the next couple of weeks, so just keep an eye out because I'm going to take my son and my husband to watch the movie in the theaters because we don't get to go. The last time we went to the movie theaters, my son was 2. He's 7 now, so I'm hoping to review that movie soon. I'm also hoping to do a special unboxing review video. I'm going to be having my cousin assist me with this one because she's an even bigger fan than myself. I'm hoping to get a Gobstone Alley box. It's $37. I'm hoping to order it as soon as I get my first check. And I'm hoping to get the October edition. If not, I'm totally getting the November edition, but I'm hoping to get the October edition because my birthday's October. So I will. I'm on the big live video. Put my son back in the room. The door is to be locked. He is not to come out. If he comes out, he's going to be in trouble. He's supposed to be in there playing. He's not supposed to go anywhere but in that bedroom till Wyatt wakes up. Alec Dwayne, you come out and you're in big trouble. Sorry. Crazy kids. I don't think they... Go on, sweetie. But I hope to have all kinds of stuff done. He's not grounded. He's to be in the bedroom. He comes out and I'm grounding him. Alec, you better be in that room. Okay, Sorry, guys. Okay. Everybody has been talking about the hurricane and how it affects people and everything else like that. I can tell you now that it definitely affects people. I have family that live in this recent hurricane, the recent path of this last hurricane. My grandmother, my aunt, her husband, all her kids, grandkids, my brother, my nieces, my nephew, they live in that area. They were hit hard enough that they've been having issues with their power in their town. They live in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I know everybody in the North Carolina, South Carolina area has been having horrendous issues. There's been flooding, there's been issues with property damage, people have lost their lives, all that. And I know that I know you've got a lot of people who are like, well, this is happening and that is happening. But you got to take into the fact that the people that they talk about that refuse to move, maybe some of those don't have the income to do that, to move out of the area while the hurricane hits their homes and takes out their property and all that other stuff. Maybe some of them just don't have the income. I know my grandmother and grandfather are both retired. They do not have the income to just pick up and leave the area because of an incoming natural disaster. Some families just don't have it. I was watching the news earlier, and they were talking about how, these people refuse to move. It's not always the fact. I mean, yes, there are people that sometimes just refuse to move. They rather die with their property than risk anything else. But there are people who don't have the ability to move out of the area. I have 4 cousins in North Carolina with their kids and grandkids. Because I know my oldest cousin from my aunt has a son who has a child. And I think he's about to have another child, or already has another child. But I mean, that's the thing. You have people who can't afford it, can't move out of the area that they're stuck in. But then there's the flip side of all this. We talk about how it affects the humans, how it affects all this. But let's take into another big factor. There are so much wrong with people who leave their animals in that area, or with slaughterhouses that leave the animals just to die. Because I've seen plenty of reports about, the human death rate, or, this, that. I watched a video on Facebook, and I'm going to say this loud and clear. The people who sit there and leave their left their dogs in a kennel, if anybody's seen that Facebook video, where a property owner left their animals in a kennel and the water was almost halfway up the side of the kennel with dogs still in it trying to get out. How can you be that cruel? If you can't take your dogs with you, at least open that door. Let them go so that they can find shelter away from the damage, so they don't suffer in the long run. I've seen videos and reports of so much when it comes to humans, but we don't take into the flip side of that coin. There's animals in that destruction path as well. There's not just the humans, there's the animals, there's pets and livestock and all that get caught in that destruction path. Yet we just think about, humans, this, that. I will say, if you want to help people who got stuck in the path of this last hurricane or whatever natural disaster that has happened, do it. But also flip the coin around. Give a little help to the ASPCA, because they take in so many animals after all these crises, after all hurricanes, tornadoes, floods. They take in the animals that were left behind. And they sometimes don't have that extra funding that they need. So why don't you help our animal friends as well as our human friends if you're going to if you're going to donate things? Donate some food and pet food and blankets to the ASPCA, and canned food and toothpaste or blankets and stuff to whatever natural disaster community, such as like the National Guard that's helping, or something else that's helping in a natural disaster area. Donate for both sides of the spectrum. Just don't think about people. Think about the animals that lost their homes and lost everything as well. They want to be loved and cared for as well. But sometimes ASPCAs get so overcrowded after hurricanes and floods and tornadoes and all this natural disaster that happens that destroys lives, period. It's not just destroying human lives, it's destroying animal lives. It's destroying all this. There was a clip I seen. I don't know if I seen it on the news or I seen it on YouTube or whatever. It was a clip I seen that was of a slaughterhouse who still had a bunch of pigs trying to survive, trying to get out of the floodwaters. Yes, they're going to be slaughtered anyways to feed the masses. But that is not a way to allow an animal to drown to death, let alone in nasty, dirty water. You can't use the meat after that anyways. One, you're wasting the resources that people who sent those animals to you, or whether or not you spent all that money to raise those animals to slaughter. You're wasting your resources. You had forewarning about this hurricane, yet you refused to clear out the animals as well as the people. That's what you call cruelty. Cruelty to animals. Cruelty in general is wrong. Whether it's a beaten woman, a beaten child, or a beaten animal, it's wrong. To leave an animal to suffer so brutally that they drowned in floodwaters. Kennel caging or left to drown in a slaughterhouse is wrong. It's a natural disaster that happens all the time. People are forewarned with hurricanes. We don't always have those pre-warnings that usually happen about a week in time before you're hit when it comes to tornadoes or mass rainwater coming your way. But a hurricane, you have that warning to clear out, get your animals to a safe place, whether it be a slaughterhouse animals that are still alive, or freaking your dogs and cats. Find them a place to go. And if you can't find them a place to go, at least let them out of their pens or homes so they don't suffer from drowning. They don't suffer from all that water filling their lungs to the point they can't breathe and suffocate to death. A person who does that kind of thing to their animal needs it done to them. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. Men and women, if you're going to leave your animals behind, at least leave your animals where you know they're going to be safe. Take them to the local shelter, because the local shelter are automatically, if they're in the pathway of a disaster, move those animals. They won't let those animals suffer. Don't leave them in a cage to drown. because of floodwaters. Don't leave them in a slaughterhouse to drown because of floodwaters. Don't leave them in a path of something so destructive like that. If you're going to leave and you don't have a way of taking your animals with you to where you're going, take them to a shelter. Because at least there, they're taken care of and don't have to suffer. I've seen too much suffering in something like this. And I'm not just human suffering. This is animal suffering. To allow an animal to drown or be torn apart by winds or something like that because you didn't take the time to take your animal somewhere safe is sickening. If you're going to leave your animal to drown, why don't you just stay there too? Because no animal needs to suffer the pain and agony that water filling their lungs will do to them. Let alone being torn apart by winds or being crushed by falling branches or other such things falling on them. We see so much suffering in both humans and animals. It's sickening. For those of you who don't want to see that suffering continue, do something about it. I'm actually very happy with the YouTube video I seen, but also very disappointed in those dogs' original owner. Because I doubt the man who found those dogs is going to give them back. He took them out of those kennels. The kennels stood way up. And these were good-sized dogs. They were at least large dogs. Not extra large, not like Great Dane. They were hounds. Hunting hounds. They were good-sized dogs. But the water was to here on them. Their head was like this far out of the water. But the rest of them was soaking wet. Was buried under the water. And there was still more water coming their way. For someone to allow that to happen to your pet, you don't deserve to have a pet in the end. The least you could have done, if you couldn't take your pets with you, take them to the local ASPCA or allowed them out of that kennel. Don't let them suffer. Don't let them drown in those kennels. So when you come back to your property, you find dead puppies in a kennel. Dead dogs locked in a kennel. Now I'm going to say this to all my viewers, all the people who are watching. If you're going to donate to help during the hurricane, this last hurricane that's hit through North Carolina and South Carolina, do me a favor. Don't just donate to the humans. Donate to ASPCA or local animal shelters or things in that area that help care for animals, rescues or whatever. And help the others that are suffering. Not just the humans, the animals as well. Help those as well. I know I got a little out of hand in my video, a little frustrated, but come on, there's too much suffering as is, and if you're going to leave a helpless being to suffer, I think you need to suffer as well. So help your fellow man, but help your fellow living beings as well. Dogs, cats, pigs, cows, whatever. Even if they're meant for slaughter, they shouldn't suffer. So be humane. Do something about it. Help those that need help. Well, this is the end of the video. I plan on having another video out for y'all the end of next week. I will be doing the review video for Crossbreed, hopefully by Friday, no later than Saturday. So without further ado, subscribe below, click the bell button for updates, and I'll see y'all later. Au revoir.